Alright boys, back out here. I'm gonna actually get this engine ready to take today. I just been going over stuff. I had to put the girdle back on. I got the thrust bearings out. These are all brand new bearings. I mean, I know that for sure, but I'm still probably gonna get new ones because I don't trust anything that they did. I just put that girdle in there without the thrust bearings, so it's nice and easy and it's fell into place. So I don't have to worry about this falling. I'm gonna put some bolts back in there. I'll probably just put like 4 or 6 in there. I'm gonna take the pistons, I'm gonna take the heads with all this stuff. They pretty much said, you know, when I talked to them, that this probably isn't gonna be worth trying to fix, but I still at least want them to look at it. And I want them to go over this head, just make sure I only need one head, if I need a head, or if I should just find a set. If anything, I'm gonna try to talk them into building a short block for me. They were all like hesitant about putting the short block back together, because they're like, man, we can't, it's so hard for us to find parts, but I can get parts. So I'm gonna try to talk them into like, hey, if I just have everything sent to you, will you guys just slap this, because they'll have all like the professional tools, you know what I mean? Instead of sitting here guessing with plastic gauge and stuff, and kind of rolling the dice on that, they can mic it all and check all the clearances all the way down to like 10,000ths and just make sure everything's perfect. And I just rather have them slap the bottom end together so I don't have to worry about the bottom end ever again. And then without the heads on, I can make sure, I mean, I trust this guy that I've been talking to, but I can see that it's new pistons and it's new everything and just stuff like that. And I'm not gonna be that upset if he tells me no. Honestly, I'm not gonna be upset if I have to slap it together myself. Adrian's father-in-law or whatever can mic everything for me. That's just like another process that I gotta take it to him, mic everything, put it all together. Then I'll probably still check it with plastic gauge. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I think I'm just gonna load all this stuff up and take the engine today. And then I'm gonna hit up my buddy, see if I can take the subframe to him this afternoon, get these bushings out, have him weld up that little cut that I made, just put a little tack on that, and then we'll probably heat this up and bend it back. I'm gonna take the good control arm with me, or trailing arm, whatever you wanna call it. I'm gonna take this good one with me so we can make sure that the size, the gap is perfect on both sides. Yeah, I think that's the plan for today. I honestly don't know what order this video's in. I just been, the past few days, still been on the Bobcat, on the skid steer, whatever you wanna call it. And a few of you guys, I mean like a few, like maybe 4, asked for footage for that. So I recorded it all. It's just, that's a lot of footage. So I don't know if you guys have already seen that, or if that's coming up next, or if I'll ever even put that up. So I get these bolts in this girdle. Here's my little engine bolt bin. With my head studs. These are the girdle bolts. Just nothing goes in smooth on this engine, man. Like, just pisses me off. There's no way that they like cleaned all this up. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know if they had, oh, I mean, it's new bearings. I was about to say, I don't even know if they had the bottom end apart, but I mean, they definitely have new bearings in it. Like, see how tight that is? See how easy this one just went in? It just fell in. I'm gonna screw it all in all the way by hand. These ones are tight. I can't even screw that anymore. Dude, I hate that feeling. Like, I know it's steel, and it's a hardened bolt, so I'm not cross-threading anything with my hand. It just feels bad. I'll just put them all in by hand, just so they have them, in case they put them back together. Alright, I don't know what the order is or the spec is off the top of my head. I'm just gonna put these corners snug, and then one on each of these middles snug. I just don't want the girdle to fall off. I just don't want it to fall out. That makes sense? Alright, first dumb idea of the day. I got a cherry picker. I have everything organized on it. Exactly how it goes back together, and I know exactly where everything is. I really don't want to move everything to get that out, just to pick it up, to pretty much put it on this table. So I got these boards. This little piece of 1x. It's still going to fall this way. It's not heavy now, that's all, what you call it? It's still too heavy for me to pick up. I explain why I can't pick stuff up all the time. If you don't know why I can't pick stuff up, go watch one of the videos about my story or me talking about why I'm a wussy. So I'm just going to start breaking these loose, and hopefully I can just slide it over onto this wood, onto this table, and then jack this table up to put it in the back of the truck. That's the plan. I'm going to record it all in case it falls. I'm going to show you guys if it falls, because that's just me being an idiot. And if it falls, maybe that just gives me an excuse to throw a 4G63 in it. Oh yeah, it's gonna go. It's gonna be fine. Look at that. Went exactly as planned. I don't know why I just jinxed myself like that, but I did. Alright, yeah, that'll be as high as the bed, right? Should be able just to push it right into the bed. This wood will help it slide. At least that's the plan. Alright, let me move everything. Oh shit, I gotta get all the shit out of the bed, out of the truck. Alright, I'll bring it back. The cool thing about my driveway is I got that drain right in the middle. Comes down and then goes back down this way. So if you can get your tires right in that drain, it brings your tailgate down like, I don't know, 8 inches, a foot maybe even. Oh man, I'm gonna be so pissed if this isn't as high as the tailgate. Barely not. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that up in there. Okay, if I can move it that way to where it's leaning, then that side's actually higher than the tailgate. I might be able to roll it over. Any normal human being could just lift this up in there. I can't, man. Alright boys, everything's loaded up. Should be there in about 10 minutes. I didn't strap anything down, so just waiting for the engine to come flying through my back window. It'll be alright. Not going far. Alright, I'll see you guys there. Dropped it off. They said about 2 weeks. So, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a new head, which Adrian has, but they're gonna transfer all my valves and springs and stuff over for me. So, which I might upgrade the springs. So I'm just gonna wait for them to call me and let me know about the block. They're gonna deal with the block first. These guys are super professional too, so that's awesome. All right, boys, back at the shop. It's actually been a couple days. I've just been busy doing stuff on the Bobcat and just moving earth pretty much. I want to go over the engine with you guys. I'm gonna throw up some old pictures right now that I didn't want to throw a camera in that guy's face. Plus, you know, he's kind of doing me a favor. You know, when I had, you know, a handful of engine builders pretty much told me they weren't going to touch it. The one guy told me I could have spent $20,000 on the engine. He wasn't going to touch it because of relationships with engine builders and machine shops. And, you know, he just looked at, he knew right away as soon as he seen it that they, like, did nothing. These rings, actually, let me grab my phone so I can look at the picture at the same time I'm talking to you. So, like, yeah, I'll throw this picture up so you guys can see it better. But, like, these rings right here, these, like, burn rings on all these cylinders, he said that they didn't own any of them. He didn't, like, he's like, they didn't do anything on any of these. Like, he would have been surprised if the pistons were ever even out, because he's like, these burn rings are from, like, consistent with, like, 30,000 miles, not 30 miles. And just all the, there's no hone, there's no hatch, there's no nothing. He, let me find the picture of the head. You know, he's like, this is pretty much done. And even all the galleys, like even on the good head, it was like they sandblasted them. But you see that like rough, like everything should look like a mirror. It shouldn't be like that rough sandblasting finish. It should be all like shiny, smooth, perfect to fit the cam in. And just, it's just, they did nothing. They completely screwed me. There's no way they did a valve job, which they paid, which I got, it's on my receipt. I paid for a valve job on that engine. So the way we talked is that he's gonna get the engine, he's gonna clean it all up, he's gonna go over, he's gonna see how far I have to bore it to get it perfect. And then if I wanna go to a bigger bore, we'll discuss that then. I'm gonna work with IMR, get all my parts from them. He's going to go over both the heads. He's gonna do a valve job for sure on my one good head. Adrian has another head for me. He said he'll transfer everything over from my bad head to Adrian's good head, so it's all the same, because those springs and everything are new, even though they're factory replacements. I haven't made up my mind yet, because I'm definitely doing bigger cams if I'm going to upgrade the springs, which I might, but he's going to go over everything for me, just make it all 100%. And then if I want him to, if I get the bearings, the rods, the pistons, the rings, he'll assemble the short block. He'll put all the valves, valve springs, he'll seat the valves, do all that stuff. And then I can just put the heads on so we can visually see that, you know what I mean? Like, he'll just do a short block and he'll assemble the heads, and then I'll put the head gaskets and heads on so we can see all together, me and you guys and Adrian, you know, that everything will be all perfect new pistons, rods, bearings. He's gonna go over the crank, make sure everything's good on that, because there's no markings even on the crank that they even went over the crank. So if the crank's bad, I'll have to get another crank. If that's the case, I'll probably just stroke it like we talked about before. So that's pretty much where I'm at with the engine. He said probably 2-3 weeks to have it all like cleaned up and ready to put back together. You know, it's kind of been a hit or miss every time I go and work on this car. It's just hard to get motivated. You know what I mean? Like once I have the engine back and I see that it's all new and it's all fresh, I'm sure I'll get re-motivated and excited to do it right now, but I kind of just been sluggish on it because it's like, I just kind of find an excuse for anything else to do besides work on this. I'm just so like beaten down, like just beaten right into the ground with how much work I've put in this car the past year, and it's kind of like I'm starting all over. Like the past year has kind of just been a waste. Besides the engine bay being painted, subframe, and those stuff like that, everything with the engine has kind of just been a waste. You know what I mean? Like that's not... just sucks. So get the engine back, hopefully get the spark back in my step, or get the pep back in my step, whatever wording you guys want me to use. Just get back excited to doing this, because this was like, I was excited every day to come out here and do something on this until I opened that engine up and realized that I just got screwed over. By the way, real quick, right here, I'll probably throw it up on the screen so you guys can see it better, but yeah, Sam, you are right. That's exactly who it is. I have not left a review because I'm not that type of person. But this is exactly the company that 100% screwed me. Which is crazy that they have 4.6 stars when I've actually talked to now like 4 people. Actually, a good friend of mine sent a wood chipper to them to have them completely rebuild the engine and everything. And once they got it back, they had the engine running so lean that it blew up the same week that they got it back. And they don't want to stand behind that either. So it's not just me having problems with these guys. I don't know. It's just crap. The whole situation is crap and it sucks. But alright, boys. Now, I'm sure I've said it like 10 times. So it'll probably all be edited out. But this is the end of this video. I'm going to grease a Bobcat today. It's Saturday. I'm going to hit up my boy, see if he wants to weld and help me bend this subframe back. So that's where I'm at. See you in the next one.